walk into your bathroom, and at first, everything looks perfectly clean. The sink is shining, the mirror is spotless, and the toilet bowl looks bright and fresh. But then your eyes land on one small detail that most people try to ignore for as long as possible: the toilet seat. And suddenly, you notice it, that faint yellow color slowly spreading across the surface. At first, it looks harmless, just a slight tint that you convince yourself is nothing important. But over time, it becomes darker, more noticeable, and a little more embarrassing every time someone else uses your bathroom. Guests come over, and even if they don't say anything, you notice it. That yellow color sitting there, making the entire bathroom look less clean than it actually is. So you do what most people do. You wipe it, you scrub it, you spray expensive cleaners on it, you try bleach wipes, you try bathroom sprays. Sometimes it looks slightly better for a few hours, but somehow the yellow tint always comes back. If this has ever happened to you, you're not alone. Millions of homes across the United States deal with this exact problem. Yellowed toilet seats are one of the most frustrating bathroom issues because even when the entire bathroom is spotless, that one yellow seat can make everything look dirty. But what if I told you there's a simple $1 trick that can remove those yellow stains almost instantly, without scrubbing, without damaging the seat, and without replacing it? And here's the surprising part that most people don't realize. This trick works on plastic toilet seats and wooden toilet seats too. Most homeowners assume that yellowing means the seat is old or permanently stained. Some people even believe the plastic has aged and there's nothing they can do. That's why many people end up buying a completely new toilet seat when they notice yellow discoloration. But the truth is that in most cases, the yellow color isn't permanent damage at all. What you're seeing is actually buildup. Layers of invisible residue slowly forming on the surface over months or even years. Minerals from water, leftover cleaning product residue, microscopic oils from everyday contact, and tiny particles that stick to the seat every time the bathroom is used. Over time, those layers react with air and humidity and slowly begin turning yellow. That's why scrubbing rarely works. When you scrub the surface, you often just spread the residue around instead of dissolving it completely. So today, you're going to learn the exact method that removes those layers the right way. But before we get to the trick, let me tell you about something that happened in a small town in Texas, because this real story explains exactly why this problem happens and why most people clean it the wrong way. A homeowner named Sarah had just finished renovating her bathroom. She installed new tiles, new lighting, fresh paint, and a brand new toilet seat that looked bright white when she installed it. For the first few months, everything looked perfect. The bathroom felt fresh and modern. But about 6 months later, she started noticing something strange. The seat slowly started turning yellow around the edges. At first, she thought it might just be the lighting making it look darker than it actually was. But as weeks passed, the color became more obvious. The once bright white seat now had a dull yellow tint. So she did what most people do. She grabbed a cleaning spray and started scrubbing it with a sponge. Nothing changed. A few days later, she tried a stronger cleaner. Still nothing. Then she tried bleach wipes. For a moment, it looked slightly better, but within days, the yellow tint appeared again. Eventually, she became so frustrated that she almost ordered a new toilet seat online because she believed the stain was permanent. But before she replaced it, something interesting happened. Her neighbor came over for dinner one evening. He had worked as a maintenance technician for apartment buildings for years and had seen almost every kind of household cleaning problem imaginable. At some point during the evening, Sarah mentioned how annoyed she was about her toilet seat turning yellow so quickly. The neighbor smiled and asked a simple question that surprised her. He said, "Did you try the $1 trick?" Sarah had no idea what he meant. So he walked into the bathroom, looked at the toilet seat for a few seconds, and immediately said something that completely changed how she saw the problem. He told her the seat wasn't permanently yellow at all. He explained that what she was seeing was residue buildup, years of invisible layers slowly forming on the surface. Sarah was skeptical because the seat really looked stained, but the neighbor calmly told her to give him 10 minutes and one cheap ingredient. He walked into the kitchen, grabbed something simple that almost every home already has, and came back to the bathroom. Then he started the process. No scrubbing, no expensive chemicals, no complicated tools, just a simple method that most people would never think to try. Within minutes, something surprising happened. The yellow color slowly started fading, not slowly over hours and not after aggressive scrubbing, but almost immediately. Sarah watched in disbelief as the dull yellow tint began disappearing and the seat started turning white again. By the time he finished the process, the toilet seat looked almost brand new. She stared at it and couldn't believe what she was seeing. The same seat she was about to throw away suddenly looked clean again. She turned to him and asked the obvious question, "How did you do that?" His answer was surprisingly simple. He told her the secret was breaking down the residue layers the right way, instead of trying to scrub them away. And that's exactly what you're about to learn, because once you understand what actually causes toilet seats to turn yellow, you realize why most cleaning methods fail. Not all yellow stains are the same. Some come from mineral buildup left behind by hard water. Some come from cleaning products that leave invisible film behind. And some come from natural oxidation that happens when plastic sits in a warm, humid environment for long periods of time. The problem is that most people treat all of these the same way. They scrub harder and harder, hoping the stain will eventually disappear. But scrubbing usually removes only the top layer, while the deeper residue stays behind. That's why the yellow color returns again and again no matter how much you clean. The $1 trick works differently because instead of scraping the surface, it dissolves the layers completely, lifting them away without damaging the seat underneath. The result is a surface that actually looks white again instead of temporarily cleaner. And the best part is that the ingredient used in this trick costs almost nothing and is easy to find in almost every grocery store in the United States. But before you try anything, there's one important detail you need to know. The way you apply the trick matters as much as the ingredient itself. Timing matters, preparation matters, and there's one very common mistake that causes many people to believe this trick doesn't work. Once you see that mistake, you'll understand why so many cleaning attempts fail even when people are using the right ingredient. In the next part, we're going to begin the actual process step by step. You'll see exactly how to prepare the toilet seat, how to apply the $1 ingredient the right way, and what happens during the first few minutes after applying it. And when you see the yellow stains start fading right in front of you without scrubbing, you might never look at toilet seat cleaning the same way again. Now imagine you are standing in your bathroom again, looking directly at that yellowed toilet seat. Maybe the discoloration is light, maybe it's darker around the edges, or maybe the entire seat has slowly turned a dull yellow over the years. Before doing anything else, the first thing you need to understand is that preparation is the step most people skip, and skipping it is the reason many cleaning tricks fail before they even begin. The surface of a toilet seat may look smooth and clean, but in reality, it often has a thin, invisible layer of residue from past cleaning products, dust, body oils, and tiny mineral particles left behind by water splashes. If you apply any cleaning method directly on top of that layer, the solution can't properly reach the stains underneath. So the first step is incredibly simple but very important. Take a soft, damp cloth or paper towel and wipe the entire seat gently. You're not scrubbing the stains yet. You're just removing the loose dust and surface residue. This step takes less than a minute, but it makes the entire trick far more effective. Once the seat is wiped clean, dry it quickly with another towel so the surface is slightly damp but not wet. Now you're ready for the part that surprises most people, because the ingredient used in this $1 trick is something many homes already have sitting in the kitchen or cleaning cabinet. It's ordinary baking soda combined with a small amount of hydrogen peroxide, a mixture that creates a gentle but powerful reaction capable of lifting stubborn discoloration from surfaces without damaging them. What makes this combination so effective is that baking soda acts as a natural stain-lifting powder, while hydrogen peroxide releases oxygen that breaks apart the compounds causing yellow discoloration. When these two ingredients meet on the surface of the toilet seat, they form a light foaming paste that slowly penetrates the residue layers responsible for the yellow tint. Instead of scraping the stains away like scrubbing does, the mixture dissolves the buildup so it can be wiped away easily afterward. To prepare the mixture, place a few tablespoons of baking soda into a small bowl and slowly add hydrogen peroxide until it forms a smooth paste similar to toothpaste. The mixture should not be too watery and not too thick, just spreadable enough to stay where you apply it. Once the paste is ready, use a spoon or cloth to spread a thin layer across the yellowed areas of the toilet seat. Cover the entire discolored section so the paste sits evenly across the surface. As soon as the mixture touches the stains, you may notice tiny bubbles forming, and that bubbling is exactly what you want to see, because it means the oxygen from the hydrogen peroxide is reacting with the residue, causing the discoloration. At this point, you might feel tempted to start scrubbing immediately, but this is where patience becomes important. The trick works best when the paste is allowed to sit quietly on the surface for several minutes so it can penetrate the layers that formed over time. Think of it like loosening glue that has dried on a surface. If you try to scrape it instantly, it resists. But if you allow a dissolving agent to soak into it first, it lifts away effortlessly. While the mixture sits on the seat, something interesting begins happening beneath the surface. The oxygen molecules released from the peroxide start breaking apart the compounds responsible for the yellow color. Meanwhile, the baking soda gently absorbs oils and residue embedded in the plastic or wood finish. The process may look simple from the outside, but chemically it's doing exactly what harsh cleaners attempt to do, just in a gentler way that protects the seat material. After about 10 minutes, you'll notice that the paste may have slightly dried and the bubbling has slowed. This is the moment when the transformation becomes visible. Take a soft, damp cloth and gently wipe across the treated area. You don't need to scrub aggressively. In fact, the less pressure you use, the better. As the cloth moves across the surface, you may notice something surprising. The dull yellow tint begins lifting away with the paste. Areas that looked permanently stained moments ago start revealing a much wider surface underneath. This is the moment that often shocks people the first time they try the trick. The change happens quickly and almost feels like watching a filter disappear from the seat. If the discoloration was heavy, you might see a faint difference between the treated section and the untreated section, almost like a before and after line across the seat. That's a clear sign the method is working. Simply repeat the process on the remaining areas until the entire seat has been treated. For plastic toilet seats, the results are usually immediate because plastic surfaces don't absorb stains deeply. For wooden seats, especially those with a sealed finish, the paste works similarly, but sometimes needs a few extra minutes to penetrate the protective coating. In both cases, the process remains the same. Spread the paste, wait, and wipe gently. One of the biggest mistakes people make during this step is scrubbing too aggressively. It's natural to think that more force means better cleaning, but when using this method, the chemical reaction does the heavy work. Scrubbing too hard can actually spread residue around or dull the finish of certain seats. Instead, allow the mixture to loosen the buildup and simply wipe it away. After wiping off the paste completely, rinse the cloth with warm water and wipe the seat again to remove any remaining residue. Then dry the surface with a clean towel. At this point, you should already see a dramatic difference compared to how the seat looked before. The yellow tint that made the bathroom feel slightly unclean should now be gone or significantly lighter. What makes this trick so satisfying is that the result happens without exhausting scrubbing sessions or expensive cleaning products. It's a simple process using inexpensive ingredients that work together in a smart way. But there's another reason this method is so effective. It doesn't just remove the visible discoloration, it also removes the underlying residue layers that caused the yellow color in the first place. When those layers are gone, the seat stays cleaner for much longer. This is why many maintenance professionals and property managers prefer gentle chemical reactions like this instead of abrasive cleaning methods. They know that removing buildup completely prevents stains from returning quickly. After Sarah in Texas saw the result on her own toilet seat, she couldn't believe she had almost thrown it away. The same seat she thought was permanently ruined now looked nearly brand new. Over the next few weeks, she told several friends about the trick, and many of them tried it in their own bathrooms. Some discovered their toilet seats had been yellow for years, simply because no one had ever removed the residue layers properly. Once they used the method, the difference was obvious almost immediately. What's interesting is that this simple hack not only saves money by preventing unnecessary replacements, but also changes the way people think about bathroom cleaning.
Many stains that appear permanent are actually just layers waiting to be dissolved in the right way. Once you understand that principle, cleaning becomes much easier and far less frustrating. And the best part is that the ingredients involved cost less than $1 in most stores, making it one of the most affordable cleaning tricks you can use at home. But there's still one more thing you should know before considering the job completely finished, because there's a small maintenance habit that keeps toilet seats from turning yellow again in the future. Most people only clean their seats when stains become obvious, but a quick monthly wipe using mild vinegar or diluted peroxide prevents buildup from forming in the first place. By removing the thin residue layer before it thickens, you stop the yellowing process before it even starts. It's a simple habit that takes less than a minute, yet keeps the seat looking bright and clean much longer. Once you understand how easily these stains can be removed, that yellow tint you once ignored no longer feels like an unsolvable problem. Instead, it becomes just another small cleaning task that can be handled quickly with the right method. And when you walk into your bathroom afterward and see a bright white seat again, you'll realize how much cleaner the entire room suddenly feels. The sink, the tiles, the mirror, everything looks fresher, simply because that one distracting detail is gone. That's the power of small cleaning tricks done the right way. And in the final part of this video, we'll talk about a few additional tips professionals use to keep toilet seats looking brand new for years to come, along with one mistake that causes yellow stains to return faster than people expect. Once you know those tips, keeping your bathroom looking fresh becomes much easier than you ever imagined.
As you step back and look at the toilet seat now, the difference is hard to ignore. Just a short while ago, it looked dull, slightly yellow, maybe even old enough that you were thinking about replacing it. But now the surface looks brighter, cleaner, and much closer to the original color it had when it was first installed. And that's the interesting part about problems like this. Most of the time, what looks like permanent damage is actually just layers of buildup that slowly formed over time. Once those layers are removed the right way, the surface underneath often still looks surprisingly good. It's a small transformation, but it changes how the entire bathroom feels. When the toilet seat looks clean and bright again, the whole room suddenly feels fresher, more maintained, and more comfortable to use. And the best part is that it didn't require harsh chemicals, expensive tools, or hours of scrubbing. Just a simple method, a couple of inexpensive ingredients, and a little patience while the mixture did the work for you. If you want to keep the seat looking like this for as long as possible, there's one small habit that makes a big difference. Every few weeks, give the seat a quick wipe with a mild cleaner or diluted vinegar solution. This removes the early stages of buildup before it has time to turn yellow again. Think of it like brushing dust off a surface before it becomes stubborn grime. When you stay ahead of the buildup, you rarely have to deal with heavy stains later. It's one of those simple maintenance habits that saves time, effort, and even money because you won't feel the need to replace the seat prematurely. Many professional cleaners follow this same idea in homes and apartments across the United States. Instead of waiting for stains to become severe, they remove small layers regularly so the surfaces always stay close to their original condition. And now that you've seen how this $1 trick works, you might start noticing other places in your home where this same principle applies. Sometimes the secret to cleaning isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. When you understand what's actually causing a stain or discoloration, the solution often becomes surprisingly simple. The yellow toilet seat that once seemed like an annoying permanent problem turns out to be something that can be solved in just a few minutes with the right approach. If you found this trick helpful, imagine how many other small cleaning problems around the house have simple solutions most people never hear about. Little hacks that save time, save money, and make everyday cleaning much easier. That's exactly what this channel is all about, sharing practical tips, clever tricks, and smart methods that make your home look better without turning cleaning into a difficult chore. So if this video helped you learn something new, take a second to like the video so more people can discover this trick too. You'd be surprised how many homes are dealing with yellow toilet seats right now without realizing how easy the fix can be. And if you've ever tried a similar cleaning hack before, share it in the comments below. Sometimes the best tips come from real experiences people have had in their own homes, and your idea might help someone else solve a problem they've been struggling with. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. In the next one, we're going to reveal another surprisingly simple bathroom trick that most people overlook, and once you see it, you might wonder why nobody ever told you about it before. It's one of those small changes that can make a big difference in keeping your bathroom looking clean with almost no effort. Until then, the next time you walk into your bathroom and notice how bright and clean that toilet seat looks again, you'll remember that sometimes the easiest solutions are the ones hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.